Hello, today we are going to be moving on to organizing the actual computer or Chromebook or device that you're using. And I'm going to be focusing on the Mac interface because almost all of the devices now in the district are Apple's. But if you have a Windows computer, you can follow along many of the suggestions I'm going to give you will work for Windows as well. So right now I'm on my desktop, which is where I have all of my files right here. Not all of them. I got some files right here. And so one of the things that you can do, if this is a hot mess, like everything's all over the place and stacked on top of each other, you can organize this desktop by right clicking, and then you're going to choose clean up. And so I'm going to go ahead just so it'll be rearranged. You'll see what happens. I'm going to clean up by name. And so it's going to organize all these files into names. So the next thing I'm going to do is go to the Finder. Now the Finder is on your dock. The dock's down here at the bottom. And the Finder is the little guy. I don't know. He's got two faces. He's a little Picasso guy down here. This is the Finder, and this is where you can access all of your files and everything on here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that, and it's going to bring up this window here. I happen to be in my Recents folder. So over here, there's a few things that you can do. First of all, we've got downloads. Yours may look a little bit different on the side. Documents, desktop, recent. I happen to have Dropbox. You're not going to see that. AirDrop, and then iCloud. You don't need to put anything into iCloud because we have Google Drive. So instead of using the iCloud storage, you can go ahead and use your Google Drive for that. We also have AirDrop. AirDrop is where you can move files between Apple products, Apple devices. Right now, it can be discovered by everyone because I'm in my house by myself, and I'm pretty sure my dog's not going to AirDrop me any photos. But when you're in class, you want to change this to either contacts only or no one. If it's everyone, then it's possible that a student or someone else could accidentally or on purpose AirDrop you a file. But since I'm just in my house by myself, and I'm pretty sure the dogs don't know the iPad password, feel okay with leaving it to everyone. All right, so I'm going to go back over here to my desktop, and I just want to show you some ways that we can organize this. So right now I have it in list form up here. This is list. It shows as icons, and then I've got date modified. I almost always sort everything by date modified. And the reason why I do that is because it's really showing the recent. Because I'll remember, okay, I remember when I last worked on this, and that's what I was recently working on. So this is list view. We also have icons. So now it's like a preview. Then we also have this column view, which is useful if we're going to be moving stuff around. And then we have this, which is like a bigger information view. This is not going to be so useful if you have a whole bunch of files, but it is going to be useful if you need to go through and see like a gigantic preview of different things. Okay. So I'm going to go back to this one, and I'm going to actually go up to the downloads. So downloads is one folder that I do suggest that you change to date modified. The reason why is anything you download, you probably want that right away. So if you leave your download file to date modified, you're going to be able to find exactly what you last downloaded first. One of the things that I happen to do is I leave stuff in my downloads folder. And so for trying to organize, it might be a good idea to move some of this to another folder. And let me show you how you can do that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open up another window here of this exact same thing because I find that is a really easy way for me to do this. So to open up a new window, I'm going to hit Command New. And now I have a new folder. So I'm going to drag this over here. And I'm going to go to my documents folder, and I'm going to make a new folder in here so that I can organize stuff. So I'm going to click on these little gears, and I'm going to choose new folder. And I'm going to call this new folder moved folder. And then I'm just going to click out of there, and here I have my folder. I'm going to open that up. So now I'm going to go through my downloads and just make sure that anything I want to keep on the computer, I'm keeping on the computer. And I can do this the same way we did in Google Drive. So I can select one and move them individually by clicking and dragging, or I can select several by clicking on the top one, holding down the shift key, and clicking on the last one, and that will select all of them. If I wanted to move all of these, I can click and drag, and you'll see it has the little 8 there because I selected 8 files. I'm going to leave those for the moment. And then you can also use the command key to select every other or just certain files. So if I click the one I want and then click the next one, I can move all of these. So I can very quickly go through and decide which ones I want to move to this new folder. So I can move those over there, and that says 6. There, I'm moving 6 folders. I can also move these to my Google Drive just as easily. So if I bring over my Google Drive, here's my Google Drive, and I'm actually going to make this a little bit smaller. So what I'll do is move this over just a little bit tinier. Oh, that's not very pretty, but make it a little bit bigger. Clicking here on the end so I can see both of these at the same time. And I'm going to go ahead and move these into my French folder that I created a little while ago. So these same files, I can click and drag them into my Google Drive, and now they'll be uploaded to my Google Drive. Once they are uploaded, you'll see that it has the little check mark. You can also move whole folders into your Google Drive, but I don't recommend that. You can do that, but don't try to move 200 files at once into your Google Drive. That can take, one, a long time, and two, there's a higher possibility of some kind of error. So I prefer to do it in small batches. So in this way, you can go through and decide which of your files you need to keep. Let me go ahead and keep these ones. I don't even know what these are, but I will move them. Oh, they're my pictures I took when I walked home, when I got a flat tire. So here is, so I've just moved those into my Google Drive. Now they're in my Google Drive and they're still on my desktop. So if I want to get them off of my, or not my desktop, but my computer, if I want to get them off of my computer, I can go ahead and drag those into the trash. And I'm not actually going to do that, but that's how you would drag them into the trash and to delete them. Once you put them in the trash, they're not actually deleted. You have to empty your trash. And to do that, I just clicked on the trash can and I right-clicked, and you can choose empty trash. So that's the beginnings of how you can start to organize your actual computer by moving things out of your downloads file into places that it should be. Or moving them into your Google Drive, or moving them into the trash.